armed officer alone, banning weapons is not enough. Everyone has to get involved in that in terms of increasing school security.
And the Beaumont School District Police Chief addressing his security concerns following the president's plan. Good evening, I'm Kelly Phillips. Thank you for joining us. The president is laying the groundwork for what he calls changes to reduce gun violence. He's also setting the stage for what could be the toughest gun control battle in decades. He spoke to an audience that included family members of the children and adults killed in Newtown, Connecticut, and children who wrote to him about school violence. The plan includes a new ban on assault weapons, a 10-round limit on gun magazines, universal background checks, and putting more officers on the streets. We have several stories about the president's proposal, including reaction from students. First, though, KFDM reporter Justin Hinton joins us live with reaction from the school district police chief. Justin?
Kelly, we're at the school district, or the school district's police department. If you look over my shoulder, you can see some of the police cars that patrol daily. They're out there during the daytime and at night to monitor some of the after-school activities. Well, one of the executive orders that President Barack Obama signed today directly impacts what happens to the number of officers that are here throughout the campuses. I sat down with Police Chief Clydell Duncan, and he talked to me about his reaction to the announcement.
This is our first task as a society, keeping our children safe.
That same task is the job description for Beaumont ISD Police Chief Clydell Duncan.
I'm comfortable with the fact that we're making an effort to identify those and moving forward to correct it. I'm not comfortable with the fact that we have those problems.
And so what we should be thinking about is our responsibility to care for them and shield them from harm.
Chief Duncan says officers across BISD are doing just that.
Make sure the individual not coming through the school without being checked. Making sure that surveillance cameras are working. So all those things come into play in terms of making sure our schools are secure.
At the same time, he recognizes more can be done. So does the president.
We will help schools hire more resource officers if they want them and develop emergency preparedness plans.
But what remains to be seen is how this will happen. Chief Duncan hopes the president signs off on funding to make schools safer instead of forcing districts to come up with their own money.
I would be for applying for those funds because I know that it would have benefited us in terms of increasing our level of visibility within the school district.
In order to do that, he'd like to see 30 full-time officers patrolling campuses and monitoring after-school activities. Right now, he has 22 full-time and 2 recently hired part-time officers. At the same time, he understands that it's not just about increasing the number of officers on campus. He says he'd also like to see more education. Now that's talking about parents, students, and teachers. To do that, he's proposing a safety committee that will meet once a month. Now he hopes that they'll be able to talk amongst one another and decide some of the areas that the schools do need to improve safety. He says he's waiting on the superintendent to approve that decision, and he hopes to have it enacted within the next month. Reporting live in Beaumont, Justin Hinton, KFDM 6 News.